After meeting up with Kay, picking me up from the airport, we arrived in Kensington, checked into the motel and spent the morning looking around the Kensington area. Kensington Palace, Kensington Gardens.
Cross over to Hyde Park.
After our look around the Kensington area, we made our way in towards the city and decided to head towards the Natural History and Science Museum to check it out. Timing was perfect and we got to see the changing of the guard. Pretty neat to watch the old guard march up to the old music to meet the new guard and swap out. This is their winter uniform, and the plumes and the hats, the different colours represented the different places in the UK, the green being Welsh, blue being Irish or Scottish, and so on. Anyway, a pretty unique thing to get to see. It was awesome. Westminster Abbey.
That's Westminster Abbey. That's the palace.
Ben.
Palace of Westminster.
After seeing Buckingham Palace changing of the guards, we head down towards Westminster Abbey. Saw Westminster Abbey, St James, all the Parliament houses, and Big Ben, the famous clock. From there we decided we'd head down towards the river and get on a ride. So once on the boat, we got on the Thames and headed down the river. We went under the Tower Bridge, the London Bridge, and down to Greenwich, where Greenwich Mean Time is founded. Down there we saw the Cutty Sark. We also went past the Eye of London, the big Ferris wheel. After leaving the river tour, we headed towards Trafalgar Square to check out the Christmas lights. Pretty good place to put you in Christmas spirit. They were awesome. We ended our day with a drink at the Wolseley, a famous hotel, and then of course off to the pub for dinner. Day 2, I headed off towards Winston Churchill's bunker, where his war rooms were from World War II, where they basically ran the whole of World War II from an underground bunker. A lot of history down there. It was very interesting to see. Sir Winston Churchill was one of the only Prime Ministers of England to have actually served. He served in World War I. After Churchill's war room, I headed back towards town to Piccadilly Circus. No, not a circus, it's basically a square in the middle of London. There I met up with Kay and Georgie and we had lunch at an old theatre that had been turned into a French restaurant. Piccadilly Circus. From there we headed off to the National Art Gallery to see some of the famous artists I'd learnt so much about at school. Pretty interesting to see these paintings in person. As you sit there and look at these paintings, you wonder what the hell made them famous. They're not really that good, but you've also got to consider how long ago they were done. A lot of them were probably a long way ahead of their time. After leaving the art gallery, we walked back towards Trafalgar Square, where we had tea and drinks before catching the tube home. End of another great day.
Let's not waste time, we'll take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest.
I decided why not see Paris while I'm here, seeing it's so close. Though it may not seem that close, when you can catch a train that runs 200 miles an hour under the English Channel and come up on the other side in France, it's close. I think it took an hour and 45 minutes. I did it early in the morning, so by the time I came up the other side in France, it was daylight. Great trip.
It will give you eyes, give you hope, it'll give you perspective. I've been back and forth, and yeah, I had my crashes. Now I've seen the road, it goes every.
The architecture and the cobblestone streets in Paris were just as inspiring as London. A little bit different culturally, a little bit different decorations in the streets, but truly a beautiful place. I got to see all the famous sights. The river sign reminded me a lot of the River Thames, pretty similar.
Toward the horizon, up ahead you'll find a peace of mind, relief from the trying. I
found a really nice cafe near the Eiffel Tower, got a good lunch and a good glass of red wine. The bread in France and the butter is unbelievable.
Look toward the horizon. Oh, there are stories to tell. Times we grew and the times we fell. Oh, I've been afraid someday.
I did a big red bus tour in France. I figured it would be the best place to see as much I could in 4 or 5 hours. A great way to do it, but for the life of me I cannot remember most of this stuff you're seeing now.
Stories to tell, times we grew and the times we fell. Ooh, I've been afraid some days, and the road will lead us to a better place. There are stories to tell, times we grew and the times we fell. I've been afraid some days, but the road will lead us to a better place.
As we made our way towards the Arc de Triomphe, a famous icon everybody knows, it was getting late. After that, I headed back towards the train station and back to London.